While we wait for that, there are three things that Enenche has exhibited. Number one, Enenche was carnal. We keep saying that the carnal mind cannot understand spiritual things. What Enenche did to Vera was carnal in the sense that the lady was giving a testimony and he was using his carnal mind to interpret. By implication, it means that somebody like Enenche will be listening to an Adeboye say that God suspended winter in Colorado, and Enenche will say that is a lie. Or he will say that how can a car run on an empty tank from Ore to Lagos? This kind of use of carnal mind is what they frown against when we hear those kind of testimonies from people like Adeboye and even himself. So in this instance, let's agree that Enenche was carnal. Number one. Number two, Enenche lacked the spirit of discernment, or his spirit of discernment failed him. Because as a spiritual man, as a man of God, it means that in that service, a spiritual service, what would have happened would have been the spirit of God in him, the spirit of discernment would have helped him to see beyond what the lady was talking, to know whether or not the lady had a BSc or a degree at all, whether in law or in science. That is what the spirit of discernment should have helped Enenche to determine. But obviously, he lacked the spirit of discernment because he could not discern in the realm of the spirit whether or not Vera had a degree or not. He was carnal, and so he lacked the spirit of discernment. Compare this to what the apostles had in the case of Ananias and Sapphira. They said something with their mouth, but they sensed it in the spirit that what that lady was saying is not true. So the spirit of discernment was lacking in Pastor Paul Enenche, and the Dunamis Church should be concerned. And not only the Dunamis Church, the whole of Christianity. Number three, except on Sunday, Pastor Enenche comes to give an open apology, it will mean that Pastor Enenche is arrogant and is incapable of saying sorry. They keep telling us, pastors keep telling us that as Christians, even as human beings, we should learn to say sorry when we are wrong. That is one of the foundations of Christianity. The whole essence of repentance is the ability or the decision of a person to say sorry. In this case, the inability of Pastor Enenche to come out to say sorry simply shows that he is arrogant, and that is one thing that the Lord hates. And that is going against the foundation of the preachings of Christianity. So these three things, they are crucial. They are crucial. So he cannot just call Vera and Anyim to his office, say one or two things. Only God knows if he even threatened Vera and Anyim. He cannot just call her to his office and then shoot a video like they did and say it's an apology. Or write the letter that his PA wrote and say that it's an apology. All those are just excuses and blatant attempts to make Nigerians stop talking. We won't until there is a public apology. So Sunday is the perfect day. Let's see if Enenche will apologize. Now, when we are talking about apology on Sunday, it has to be an open apology because the embarrassment was open. The carnality of Enenche was open. The lack of discerning spirit of Enenche was open. The arrogance is still open except something changes. So if an apology is going to come, it has to be a public apology. He has to also do it on that altar to correct himself, to show to us that really he is a true man of God, he is a pastor, and is a true believer that believes in the Bible that he preaches. That when you do wrong, you must say sorry. And in fact, you must restitute. So unless Pastor Enenche does that, then he fails even in the third part. And then he must also understand that this whole apology is not against Vera and Anyim alone. He has also offended National Open University of Nigeria, because by his statement, he has brought down the reputation of National Open University. How do I know this? Look at the statement of the NBA chairman, Michael. It is a disappointing statement, though, because Michael seemed to forget or has not watched the part where Vera actually corrected Enenche to say that it's LLB. The mistake obviously being that she suffered stage fright, and of course, whatever she had in her head disappeared at that moment. So it's not only to Vera that Enenche must apologize, he must also apologize to National Open University. He must also apologize to Christians that don't know how to speak English, because from now, what it means is that for you to give testimony, you must first of all go to Harvard or go to university and learn to speak English very well before you can now come and give glory to the name of God. It means that whoever does not know how to speak smooth English will be ridiculed in the hearts of the people in the church while they are giving that testimony, if they are able to summon the courage to come out. So the damage that Pastor Eneche's action has done is not only to Vera. And if Vera decides that she will just take it in without any, well, I won't say without any confrontation, because the very first post she made after the incident happened indicated that she was pained. But of course, she was called, whether she was threatened or whether she was cajoled or promised something, she came out and made that video. But Vera must understand that this is not about her alone. This is about every Christian out there who may not know how to speak English smoothly. This is about every student of National Open University out there who struggle to combine work and schooling. This is about them. And it's about Nigeria, because it is a Nigeria educational system that Pastor Paul Enenche brought into disrepute. And so he must come out to give an open apology, not only to Vera, but to the National Open University, to Christians worldwide, particularly those who cannot speak Queen's English, because he made mockery of them. And then he must also come out to make an apology to the image of Nigeria by pushing carnality over the content of the heart. People are bound to make mistakes. And Vera made one and corrected herself. Yet, he refused to listen to the correction because he was more interested in making an example of Vera so that he can present a front that, oh, those people who say that the miracles in Dunamis Church are fake, he does not condone such. So, he decided to use Vera as a scapegoat. And it's even coming to my mind because from what we see now, Vera is a prophetess and a policeman. So it is not unlikely that Enenche even also knew Vera before. And so, considering that she is a fellow competition, being a pastor, he would not want Vera to use his platform to propagate her own ministry. So, he saw an opportunity to bring Vera down, and he took it and maximized it. So Vera should not take it kindly, should not just think that it's about her alone. Pastor Eneche must do the right thing to strengthen the belief of people in this Christianity that we follow, and to strengthen the patriotism of Nigerians. A man is not to be judged by the spoken English that is able to speak or she is able to speak. It should be judged by the content of their character. Vera displayed character, and that is what is paramount. An apology is awaited and is necessary.